So yeah, motorsports is kind of winding down near the end of the year because usually around this time we still have IndyCar going. But of course, IndyCar wrapped up last weekend in Nashville. But it was good to see IndyCar ratings overall throughout the year improve. And it's also in IndyCar proof that even with the championship being locked up early, fans are still going to watch and tune in. And now, the only other motorsport we have that can go against NASCAR right now is F1. We also have some modifieds at Riverhead too, but yeah, with auto racing season starting to wind down, the recaps for part-time are going to be like earlier in the year, where they were pretty short. So let's see what happened in this short little recap. Starting off with the modifieds race at River. God damn it, not again! Okay, to be fair, we haven't had this situation in a while, but fuck, god damn it. Never mind. No modifieds race this weekend. Race at Riverhead has been postponed due to rain until the start of October. The start time for that race will be to be determined, but since it's a Saturday race in October, it'll probably be like a 7 o'clock start, most likely. But yeah, damn, it's been a while since we had a rain delay. But yeah, I guess Mother Nature decided the amount of time we had between rain delays was enough time, and that now it's back to reality. Damn. And that was the only other race to watch that was in F1 this weekend. Alright, now we get to the F1 race in Monza. And well, this race had quite an interesting start after Max Verstappen decided to show that this weekend he was back, sort of, for a week. As Verstappen set the pole with the new track record at Monza in Italy. And then I think Verstappen might have took some inspiration from that Xfinity race at Portland a couple weeks ago. Because when it was about to be an absolute mess entering the chicane in turn 1, Verstappen ran the runoff area. Until he eventually had to give the spot back to Norris to avoid a penalty. And then Verstappen would pass him on pure talent after that. And really after that, once Verstappen got the lead, he never looked back Verstappen just completely ran away with this race after that. Just was completely uncontested the entire race. Well, outside of maybe McLaren, well, even though McLaren tried their best to beat Verstappen when they waited till near the end of the race to run their only stop, literally going nearly 40 fucking laps on one set of medium tires. Jesus Christ. In the ultimate game of chicken. Like, I'll be honest, I think McLaren went that long before pitting, praying for a safety car to flip the race. That was probably the only reason they went as long as they did. They were trying to get track position on Max just to hope for a safety car because they knew they weren't beating Verstappen today straight up. And that they needed a miracle to beat him in Monza. And I'll be honest, if they did get that safety car, one of them would have won for sure. And of course, the pit sequence was interesting. As even though Lando was ahead of Oscar would end up being the one that would be the first McLaren to pit first on soft tires. And they actually gave him a fast stop of 1.9. And then Lando comes in a lap later. And then the McLaren pit crew drops the ball with Lando as the left front tire changer didn't get the lug nut tight all the way and had to retighten it, making it a slow 6-second stop, costing Lando second. Third, it's like, oh, that's a tough break for Lando, but hey, there's still a long ways to go in the championship fight between him and Oscar, and you're only going to lose 3 points out of it. Just bounce back in Azerbaijan next weekend. Wait, what did McLaren do? They literally told Oscar to pull over and let Lando pass to make up for their own fuck up on pit road? Trying to repeat Hungary from last year? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Yes, but Oscar got screwed over in this situation. Yeah, they literally blamed their slow pit stop on Oscar Piastri, saying, oh, hey, Oscar, you gotta give the spot back to Lando, but once you do, you can end race. It's like, no, let him fucking race, damn it. Like, what the fuck is McLaren doing? That is so fucking stupid. Literally the two championship rivals that are battling for the championship right now, and you have them both swap spots. Who in the fuck actually does that? Because any other time, no other team would ever do that. Like, hell, look at Mercedes. Did they ever do that with Lewis and Rosberg during their championship fights? No, they didn't. Or how about when Hamilton and Bottas went at it for those 2 years for the championship? Did they ever do that shit that McLaren did? No, they didn't. Or hell, how about a couple years ago when it was Verstappen and Perez for the championship? Did they ever have Perez or Verstappen do that shit for each other in Red Bull? No, they didn't. So why the fuck should McLaren do this? Like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, that was fucking dumb. Oscar got screwed over. And that's a fucking ballsy move to try and blame that slow pit stop on Oscar. It's like, how the fuck is it Oscar's fault that you guys shit the bed for Lando? Like, honestly, the fact that you're blaming Oscar for Lando's slow pit stop, that sounds an awful lot like favoritism for Lando. Because I bet you if the roles were reversed and Oscar was the one that had the slow stops and Lando didn't, they wouldn't have told Lando to pull over. They would have just told him to keep racing. Like, this was fucking stupid. Like, bad call by McLaren. Like, honestly, this race was okay, but the team orders thing McLaren did kind of ruined it. While Verstappen went on to win. And let's be honest, Piastri should have finished second. Like, that was like, Piastri got screwed over by McLaren's favoritism for Lando. Like, that was fucking stupid. Like, honestly, this is why team orders need to be fucking banned in F1. Because of this fucking bullshit. Like, it's fucking stupid. Like, just let them race, goddammit. Well, like, there's a reason why NASCAR and IndyCar and other motorsports have some strict orders, have some strict rules in the book in terms of team orders. Especially in NASCAR with the 100% rule, where you have to race 100% to the best of your ability every single lap. I mean, hey, since F1 wants to copy NASCAR and do some of the bullshit NASCAR did the last 20 years that ran the motorsport in the ground, maybe F1 should look at copying that rule in the book. Get rid of team orders and let them race and tell everyone they have to race 100% to the best of your ability. Because you know what happens when you have manipulation in your motorsport, especially in NASCAR? You get situations like Richmond 2013 with Spingate. You also get Martinsville last year. You also get situations like Talladega 2015 when Kevin Harvick intentionally wrecks the field of Talladega to advance in the chase. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Like, Jesus fuck. And honestly, the crowd booing Lando was an interesting call. I wouldn't have booed Lando in that situation. I would have booed Zach Brown and everyone at McLaren for that bullshit. It's like, fuck off with this shit. Honestly, McLaren, be glad that you're running away with it in the Constructors' Championship right now. Or I would go even harder on you sacks of shit for what you did there. That was fucking stupid and retarded. But yeah, Verstappen gets the win and gets his 66th win. And that's the first win for Red Bull ever since the Christian Horner firing. So it's been a hot minute since Verstappen last won, dating back to Imola back in April or May. It was in the springtime, that's for sure, earlier in the year. Point is, it's been a while since Verstappen last won. And also, it was pretty funny to watch the Italian crowd singing the Max Verstappen song during the Dutch national anthem. It's like, damn, it's like, do the Italians not know that the Verstappen song is not the Dutch national anthem? It's like, or do the Italians do not care? Honestly, either option is pretty valid in this situation. And also, Verstappen's win ends up being the fastest race in F1 history, winning the race in around 1 hour and 13 minutes. Oh, but F1 races are too long and boring and they need to be shortened. Fuck off. It is not long. Honestly, why the fuck are we discussing that? What? Especially when the average F1 race is around an hour and a half. Fucking IndyCar and NASCAR races are fucking longer than that. Hell, NASCAR races are nearly 3.5 to 4 hours on a daily basis. mainly over 4 hours, especially with all the gimmicks and bullshit in the sport. But F1's race length isn't the problem, but somehow NASCAR's is okay. Piss off. Seriously, piss off. Like, F1's literally about to repeat what NASCAR did in the 2000s and what ran the sport into the ground. Like, Indy F1 is really about to go full NASCAR again. Like, did F1 not learn their lesson from Abu Dhabi 2021 4 years ago when they went full NASCAR in that winner-take-all season finale between Hamilton and Verstappen when Massey manipulated that whole championship fight to create more drama? Like, when is F1 going to learn that going full NASCAR never ends well? Especially since NASCAR's ratings have continued to go down. Especially in the Cup Series. Xfinity Series, well, Xfinity Series is actually going up, so that's a whole different ballpark. Or hell, look at IndyCar. Their ratings have gone up 27% from last year. Like IndyCar's ratings have trended in the right direction. While F1's have just kind of stagnated in the middle, it seems like they're starting to hit their peak in popularity. Which, it's kind of sad that they're at now not really going up anymore. Especially after the success the F1 movie had with Brad Pitt. I thought there would have been at least a bigger boom than that. Especially we saw how big a boom NASCAR got with fucking Days of Thunder. But man. But yeah, the F1's really about to repeat the same mistakes that NASCAR made. Jesus Christ. But yeah, that about does it for this short recap. So yeah, and of course, there's no recap next week because I forgot next week that Bristol runs the same weekend as the NASCAR Canada Series race at Delaware. So yeah, there will be no recap next week, as I will be vlogging at the Canada Series race at Delaware. So yeah, there you'll have that race to look forward to. So in terms of the next NASCAR recap, see you all in a couple weeks for Loudon. I'm out.